Oi, mio nome é Yakini the Free. Prazer em conhecê-los. Tudo bom? Hum, estou ótimo. Obrigado, obrigado, muito obrigado. Tenho estado muito ocupado. Você fala inglês? Oh, good, good, good. Hey everyone, it's Yakini the Free playing on the free-to-play series on day 102 is done. Time's starting to fly a little bit here. And it's in CVC, non-personal rewards. So we're going to tank. That was the plan. Going to do the best I can to not pick up any more than 10,000 points. It's going to happen just from the clan boss chest, but we need to tank so that we have a better opportunity as the game is designed for us to struggle to get personal rewards in Clan v Clan. I don't want to get too deep into it. Hopefully, we don't win and we win the next personal rewards. And I'm going to save up, not on this account, but on the main account. I have a whole bunch of legendary fragment summons to do. I'll have an Artor. Do our best. I wish you all the best, whether you're pushing or not. I hope whatever you've planned as a clan, you are successful in that plan's execution for your clan versus clan. So, Portuguese, by the way, is an interesting thing about them. They're a world power early in like the 14th century, 15th century, 16th a little bit because of their naval abilities. However, in 1807, Napoleon's invasion of Portugal forced the royal family to flee to a colony of theirs, Brazil, for 13 years. And it's a very rare occurrence, but the colony was actually the seat or the functioning center of that Portuguese government for 13 years because Napoleon invaded. Hey, red dot in the market. Let's see if we get no ancient shards for a while. It's very odd. I don't know. You're supposed to get four, to my knowledge, or five every month in your shop. And I always forget. Anyways, also, don't forget that it is a clan quest reset day. Whenever CVC starts, so does the clan quest reset. So you see, I've got an easy one for this account again. Place 100 HP burns on the spider in stage 20, wins only. So we're going to do an in-depth showcase of my spider 20 farm now that I've brought in Stag Knight, the builds of the heroes and whatnot. Faction Wars. Yesterday, did pretty good, I think. Picked up 6 more stars in the Ogryn faction wars, which helped me get 1,000,000 silver. That's how I've got that 888 up there, or vertical infinity, if you will. But anyways, coming later is the Undead Horde opening. I can't get any more stars in Lizardmen, but hopefully, with this Ostrox Boneglaive, I might be able to get breach this boss. If I can beat this boss in the Undead Horde, might have a chance at a Void Shard a little bit later. That's the hope. That's the plan there. And then in a few more days, you'll see the Banner Lords are opening up. That's basically the last stagnant one that I have. I think Banner Lords I got in like the second or third cycle to that stage 14 boss, and I couldn't get through it. Skinwalkers, Demon Spawn. Hopefully, I've got, with Allure and the Yusan the Maroon. I'm hoping to pull out, at least 785 stars by the end of this Friday in game. That's my plan. And a maxed out gem mine, it really helps. And here we go again with the 125 gems. Now, I did something else. I don't know if I've ever hit this score before on a quick battle of Nightmare, but today, just tried to do something and it gave me 70 million damage on Nightmare. It was blue affinity. Went in quick battle, 70 million. Couldn't believe it. Said thank you. Then I put the main in. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I did a quick battle and it came up 100,000 short. Then the next battle put in 40 million or 50 million or whatever. So there was a pretty large variance there. This really isn't a clan boss team. I just threw it together because it can get me 2 key Ultra Nightmare chests all the time. We're not doing any clan boss today. We're doing Spider 20. I can't summon anything because I'm trying to tank. And if I pull the Lego right now, even though there's some pretty good stuff going on here. And like the, I'd love a Harima. I really would. It would help my Dragonkin or Shadowkin. But anyways, I'm tanking. I've discussed it. I wish you again all the best in any summons that you do, but I'm going to be saving for at least 3 days. Spider 20. This is sometimes the last obstacle for people to get Arbiter. 5 years ago, when I first started trying to get my Arbiter, I quit the game because I didn't have the heroes available. I didn't have an AoE hit point burn. I couldn't beat Spider 20. So I just gave up and I turned the game off for a couple years. Came back, they added all kinds of sorts of stuff to help you out, empowerment, and now relics. So my Spider 20 team is Arbiter, Ultimate Galek, who's a +2, very fortunately, a +1 Stag Knight, Toragi, and Coldheart. Very fortunate I pulled that Coldheart when I did during the free-to-play challenge, the Hell Hades challenge. So let's take a look here at Arbiter's build. As you see, I've got Arbiter in 3 two-piece sets, 3 of them. Okay? So the Impulse is giving her a 12% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown by 1 turn. So it sometimes muddles up or messes up my autos on Spider 20 because she'll proc her ability, her big Mentor of Heroes ability here. It'll cool this down and she'll use it again instead of hitting the boss with her A1 to apply the weaken debuff. And I need that weaken sometimes because of how Coldheart's Heartseeker, her big move hits on the max HP, that weaken adds 25% damage to it. It's not as important anymore now because I have a Stag Knight. So to show you, these are still these are not proper Arbiter gloves, people say, and I agree, but they've worked for me. You know, I've done a 2-key Ultra Nightmare on a free-to-play account. I'm doing Spider 20 auto farm. I'm winning an arena. Good enough. Obviously, you'd rather crit rate. Anyways, if you're not going to put on the survivability stuff, right? If it's not HP or defense percentage, you'd rather crit rate to maximize or min max, whatever you want to say. All right. So I never noticed that. But with my only 164 accuracy, actually, let's give Arbiter, come on with a 5. A3. Arbiter got 3 more accuracy. It's been a while since I've looked at her. As you can see here, here's another. Actually, this is pretty good. You know, I'm going to upgrade Arbiter just a little bit with you guys here. I'm going to use some of the cheaper glyphs because I don't want too much coming off for the Clan v Clan, as you see. And add another 3 accuracy at least. 5. So she just went up by 8 accuracy. That's pretty good now that she's over that 170. So let's verify with you that I've got everything done that I should be having done up here. Nice double roll on that impulse shield of HP, and then the fact that I got everything but the crit made it perfect for me. So I will ascend these boots later after CVC, and it's for the various missions. And I've kept this blood shield ring on Arbiter. It helps. It just helps just a little bit in my clan bosses. I could put her in emergency heal blessing, and I'm still considering it. But defense on the amulet and all kinds of defensive stat rolls again with the accuracy and a resistance banner. You know, she's got 240 resistance basically. It helps. I don't want her to get crowd controlled in certain places. It's not really the best for your Arbiter, but it's what mine has. This, though, I think, as I have it anyways, is the best that I have so far available. This Journal of Necrotus. Big chunk of HP, decent defense, you know, it gives her 50 defense, but it effects of her are increased by 15%. The things that she does, her heals and her turn meter, which is what she does, they're both increased by 15%. And then I added another 10% more effectiveness on top of that. So as far as I know, they stack. So she's getting a 25% boost to all of it. As far as I know, not overly certain. These are the masteries. I don't like to go too deep into the masteries because mine aren't set for specific stuff. It's just an all-around functionality. But I will leave it a little bit so if you want to, you can pause and have a look. That's Arbiter. Ultimate Galek. And I pulled this guy way back on like day 12 or something. The first one, I thought, hey, what a Hydra champion. It never dawned on me that this guy's going to make me clear Spider 20 and get Arbiter. Never dawned on me. Whoops. Let's not mess around. Let's give you the full deal here. So if I have Spider's Den, she's got a little bit of boosted stats as well. Okay? But you see here with 68k HP, it's good enough. 2k attack. She does a little bit of damage, but it's her War Master procs that actually get it done. And my Arbiter's a bit different, right? Like I use her with War Master. Most people put her in defense. I have her with War Master. And then 285 speed. That's pretty good. And now she's at 188 accuracy in the Spider's Den. Not bad at all. 50% crit rate, doesn't matter. She's not there to do damage. She's there to boost and res if anyone dies. Ultimate Galek, as you see, he also has three piece, three two-piece bonuses. And the Feral makes a lot of sense, especially since I was able to pull a banner for him. So it gets a little bit of speed and that big accuracy. Stone Skin, it's not necessary, but the weapon he has, I think, I'll show you why that's on there. But it's three pieces of pinpoint. You know, I could probably get a better shield on him. I think I have it from when we did that bug event thing that they had where you're killing all the spiders. I don't know what you call it, like the bullet hell game where you're the bullet hell. But anyways, he's got an extra 80 accuracy just from his sets, just from the set bonuses alone. And it's pretty good. So yeah, this is why. So I mean, as a stone skin item, you don't want to have all these beautiful stats usually, but I mean, it doesn't matter what set it's on, really. But the fact you can get, is it 8 HP? It's something for him because, as you see, he's pretty low. He's only got 15k HP, anyways. That was a nice item. I was pretty happy about that. Big crit rate that obviously would have rather speed, but triple defense. Like you'll see in his total stats, he's fairly tanky. Okay, and he kind of hits hard because he's a +2, so he's helpful. But this feral helmet, I really couldn't ask for better. Trip speed and it pulled a crit rate at the end. Not bad. Not bad at all. So this perception shield that I haven't even bothered to roll any further, like it's crap. It's a 4-star. Good enough. It's getting the job done. So on his chest, 50% defense because I want him to live. I don't. He's basically all I bring him in for was to do the faction wars, some Curse City, and Spider 20 farm. So getting the 50% defense again, you'll see in the total stats, it really improves his survivability beyond a doubt. Need maybe 5 more speed on his boots. I'm not going to mess with the ascension on these. They're going to stay as they are. But again, you're noticing anywhere I picked up accuracy for the guy. I was trying to get that for sure. So this ring, I could glyph it out. It's not necessary. You know, 4-star crit damage amulet. I wish it rolled attack. Obviously it didn't. A defensive banner because it's feral. I was like, do I have something that has accuracy? And I don't. Right? I have 2 attack banners that don't have any accuracy in the sub stats. So this one gives you 40 accuracy because of making a feral, bonus. So let's put that in there. It made sense to me. So his unholy grail. I forget when I got this, but this gemstone right here. He ignores 5% of the resistance when he's trying to place his HP burn. That helps, man. Like if something's in Hydra's got 300 resist, well, now you've just knocked off 45. That could be the thing that gets you over your threshold because he also does 2 more damage if he's under any debuffs, right? 2% more damage, pardon me. So in his total stats, and he's also got maxed skills. Every one of these heroes are maxed skills that I'm showing you. So in Spider, Ultimate Galek, not bad. He's got a slight bit more attack at 2,900 than his 2,800, almost 2,900 defense, but 226 speed. I definitely want him to have that, especially with his A2 ability that reduces turn meter slightly. I needed him crit rate. I thought, I'll mess around maybe a little later, but it's still working. No sense to fix it currently. 309 accuracy. This is good enough. And you'll notice like that. Ignore defense, 4%. It kind of helps. It helps just a little bit. So there's his masteries with 2 that I've skipped, but Again, everybody's got War Master in this. Not Coldheart. Coldheart's got a Helm Smasher. So let's look at Toragi, who, by the way, I just put a relic on for the first time. I never had a relic on this guy. So he's going to receive 5% less damage from enemies under provoke. And I just brought this Mask of Rage up to 3-star. And it made sense to me. I'm like, this guy provokes everything that's up there. He's the one getting hit. Why didn't I put a relic on him? Chunk up his, what do you call it here, his HP just a little bit. And again, it's the same kind of idea of the bonuses, what I could get with the pinpoint, a little bit of speed and stuff, but the Guardian set. So he's going to absorb 10% of all damage that anybody gets hit with. All right. So HP on the gloves, defense on the chest, speed on the boots. Now that's what was important. The rest of the stuff, resistance, accuracy, HP, speed. That's all I want on Toragi. I don't care if he crits or not, and his damage is based off of HP. So I want him to have, HP percentage, accuracy, resistance, speed. That's absolutely perfect. Don't want that's the best shield I could have had. I wish it was a 6-star, obviously. HP on the 4-star pinpoint ring. A little bit of HP here, but nice accuracy. Nice defense would have been better with accuracy, but whatever. And you know, I wish I had a accuracy banner, but if you look, there's no real difference which one I use here. It's not adding any accuracy to my Toragi, whether I use the Feral or not. So it would actually bring my speed down to put that Feral on. So it doesn't make sense to me to do any of that. So in his total stats inside of the Spider's Den, Taragi's got 60k HP. It's kind of chunky, eh? His attack is pretty large, but he doesn't use it. And then 2200 defense. His speed's good enough. He beats all the spiderlings and the spider. That's all I care about. And his 274 accuracy. I wish it was 374, but we're still building him out. And you saw he's got a bunch of 4-star crap on. And his resistance is not bad at 174. He resists some of the spider's little bites that they do. Yeah? But there is his masteries, and this one's important to me, was the lasting gifts. Where is it here? Or sorry, the amount of healing and the value of shield this champion places if there's a stun on the target. So I had this before because people were getting stunned while he had ally protect on them, so it made sense. But take a look. He attacks all enemies with his potent stench, which is maxed out on a 3-turn cooldown. It has a 50% chance to place a provoke on everybody, but it goes up by 5% for each debuff on the enemy. So if I bring in Stag Knight and he applies 2 debuffs to 10 spiderlings, it's a 100% chance to provoke. So it makes sense to have that relic on him. With the emergency heal blessing at a 2-star, Taragi's going to heal by 3% of his max HP every time that he gets hit. Not bad. Like after he has his shield broken, pardon me, from his ally protect that casts shield on other people. But he'll get shields from people in bolster sets in other content. Stag Knight. Stag Knight's in 4 pieces of stuff. He's got some feral, he's got some protection for the resistance and HP, and a pinpoint and the accuracy set. I just put this together on him, and it's worked so far, so I've kept it. Stag Knight has the Malefic Talon, where he has a 20% chance to do 10% more damage and crit damage. It's just something. I just put some kind of a relic on him that I had. That one I wouldn't suggest leveling up for Stag Knight, unless you can get some kind of a triangle gem that helps. So in this pinpoint, nice item, eh? 5-star, trip speed, roll the crit. Couldn't ask for much better. Not too bad, eh? The boots that go with it, double accuracy, and it threw down a crit and then an HP at the end. Can't argue again with that. His feral helmet, I could roll this up maybe eventually. Hopefully his speed would come out. I'd rather the crit instead of the attack. He is attack based, it helps. Same thing with the shield. Beautiful. This is a perfect shield. Whatever comes after this, it's just, it's bonus. You would hope for like HP or maybe, what do you call it, resistance, but it's a good shield. Not too bad on the protection gloves, 50% crit, and it gave him the resistance. Obviously, I was hoping for a third resistance roll and the HP at the bottom. Good enough for me. 50 accuracy on the chest. So he's a little less tanky than I normally like him. I'd rather defense percentage or attack percentage, if anything, but he needs some accuracy to make sure his debuffs land. But look at the substats on that. Double roll of crit and his speed. Got to keep it. Got to keep it for sure. Look at this. A triple attack, a triple attack roll on a defensive 4-star pinpoint ring. And it's all percentage stats. So this ring was a keeper no matter which way it rolled. I'm okay with that. Obviously, it'd be nicer if that was attack with attack percentage, but on this guy, I'll take that defense for sure. So a crit damage amulet. That's all I had for the Banner Lords at that time. And up on the what do you call it here? The counterattack ones, I don't have anything to replace it with. So it doesn't make sense. Then he's got a 5-star. Double roll of speed, one in the like perfect. I wish this said accuracy, and I might rework this later, the Ascension for accuracy, because this is a good banner. The 5% counterattack on Stag Knight, it procs. And he does an A1 that reduces turn or decreases speed. It's pretty good. So in his total stats inside of the Spider's Den, 2,000 defense, 2,500 attack, 44k HP. Way over crit capped. That's how it's going to stay for the time being. Does a little bit of damage, but he's there to not get spider bite damage. I don't want him to get tick damage, so he's got almost 200 resist, but it's 353 accuracy. I don't want him to miss. He's going to miss every so often. I don't want him to. So here's something about Stag Knight people don't know. By the way, Cruelty Blessing on a 2-star is 1% up to 5%. He's going to decrease the defense of the boss. So Stag Knight's wicked move. This is amazing. An AoE, but it only has a 95% chance to land. The AoE big versions decrease defense and attack. So you have to take your sniper mastery to make that 100%. See how it says increases the chances of applying a debuff from any skill. Okay, so you need that to make it 100% chance, and artifacts as well. So not too bad. He's a decent build. He's got his maxed everything. He's ready to rock and roll. Coldheart. Oh, when I pulled this hero, I was so happy. Again, she's got 3 pieces of feral because I want her. I never want her to miss her turn meter depletion, especially when I was using her in Fire Knight. And then she's got Zeal because it adds 20% crit damage. And you'll see the stats I've got on the Zeal made it acceptable to put on her. And at Pinpoint, so she's got a little more accuracy. And what's her Malefic Talent? Same thing, 21% more crit damage. So Coldheart's got her skills completely maxed out. Phantom Touch, she's a 5-star. I had a 6-star in the shop, but it cost 100 of a currency I don't have, and I went 6-star Coldheart because going up 25% chance to land bonus damage and give her 7 speed, not worth all that currency. I have others that don't even have a single blessing as of yet. So this is the Coldheart masteries, and I've got this 20% crit damage right there as well. It's all about crit damage with Coldheart. So her weapon, as I said, it's not perfect stuff, but man, for a Zeal set, you'll see this 2-piece here. Got the speed and it attack, and it rolled a crit rate at the bottom. Coldheart only needs 70% crit. So to get speed and a crit and a resist and a defense on Coldheart, defense percentage, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Her feral gloves. Look at these gloves, man. Okay. She's got crit damage with a crit rate ascension and crit rate on them, double defense roll and attack. The only thing that I really wish was this flat HP was either percentage or speed. Otherwise, these are perfect gloves for Coldheart. This flat attack, but can't argue too much. It's feral. What am I supposed to do about feral? The helmet, not bad. Got the accuracy, double crit damage, and it rolled the resistance at the bottom. Her chest for accuracy. I don't want her missing. Like I said, I also want her to land her uh, heal reduction debuff. It gave me speed and double crit. That's all I can ask for. And some silly ass boots that have the stats I wanted, double roll a crit and an accuracy. So not bad at all on that stuff. Defensive ring, defensive percentage roll. This is a perfect ring for Coldheart. I don't want her to have too much attack because I want her to live. If she gets hit once and dies, a lot of content becomes unavailable. So I might roll this up to 16 some other time in the future. But look at this amulet, man. Maxed out crit damage ascension with crit damage percent. The rest of this shit didn't roll what I wanted to, but I'll take 43% crit damage, especially when I got this amulet. It was very early, like less than 50 days in. And then the same thing, there's a reason why I've kept this accuracy banner, with the accuracy rating. And then it's got, or pardon me, the accuracy set bonus with the accuracy ascension, some speed, defense HP flat, whatever. This is a fairly strong Coldheart, man. Now let's see what she looks like when she goes to fight the spider. 32 and a half K HP. She can get hit bit, I think, 5 times by the spiderlings, and then she's kaput. Little over 3K attack, almost 2200 defense, 193 speed. All I need is, I think, like 179, and I would go ahead of everything. But the faster, the better. 300% crit damage, 403 on her accuracy. She's not going to miss. And 150 almost on the resistance, 146. That should satisfy, I hope, anybody's idea that, they need to see the exact builds and what's going on there. Let's get into Spider's Den 20. So I have this set up as well for a team setup so that Arbiter, I'll show you real quick for the Arbiter only. I don't want her doing any enforced humility AoE bullshit. I don't want her killing the spiderlings. I want her to boost everybody's meter, give them attack first, and then her next move should be her A1 on the boss to put the weaken on. And Coldheart, no art of pain. I don't want her killing the spiderlings. Because Stag Knight, now that I bring the AoE drop defense with Stag Knight, he hits a lot harder than my Ugo did. So that's the lineup. Resistance in the front because it's the only aura that works anyways with Toragi. Let's see what happens. So as long as Ultimate Galek, who only has a 50% chance on a 2 times hitter, so each hit has a 50% chance. Ultimate Galek, let's see how many it puts on here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This should be a kill before the boss gets a turn. Ultimate Galek applied 8 HP burns, and you saw he just depleted the boss's turn meter. There should be an HP burn on the boss applied, I think, before the spider takes a turn. What's the spider's name again here? I forget. Is it? No, no. Where do we look here? I forget the spider's name. Skavag. Skavag? I hope it's Vag, not Vag, whatever it is. Anyways, and as you're looking now, my Toragi, I think, normally would have been dead. Normally, after that tick right there. But since I put that relic on, it might be a large improvement. So see, that's the issue. Stag Knight killed all those spiders. I don't think the boss would have died anyways, but that's Coldheart, man. Showing up with that big old chunky 2.1 million damage. Crit damage with accuracy on a 5-star. Let's keep it. So I've got a, what do you call it here? A refill from yesterday. So we'll keep that in. And again, watch Arbiter, definitely faster than everything, right? So by all accounts, I think the spider might be like 165 speed at the most. So as you saw, Coldheart only hit for 1.8 million because there was no weaken on the boss. But it really doesn't matter anymore. Having Stag Knight in here as well instead of Ugo, I think it's a better thing because nobody was applying decrease attack. So that's another reason why you'll see like Coldheart was able to get hit a whole bunch and Taragi's able to get hit. Nobody's getting hit hard. Like 3,000 instead of, I think it was like 5,000 almost they were being hit for previously. But this should be a kill right here, I think. I think. As long as Stag Knight doesn't kill the last spiders with the HP burn. Don't you do it, Stag Knight? Ah. So it's changed a little bit because, as I said, the spiderlings are dying. It's added time to my run, but it's not going to fail. It's never been a fail. Uh, I forget how long. So that's a good one. See how 9 HP burns went on? That would have been no speed, no want. If Ultimate Galek applies 9 HP burns on the spiderlings, it's a guaranteed one shot the boss, like before the boss gets a turn. He has to apply 9 on the spiderlings though. So what was this one? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. And one's on the boss. So this should be a sub-minute run, this one here. I do have a second Coldheart on this account that's at a level 40 currently. And the eventual plan would be to build that Coldheart. You wouldn't need Toragi because I would just do 2 Heart Seekers and this boss would be dead, right? Whoever's getting bit right here, it would be one of the Coldhearts that already did the Heart Seeker. So it would be like a 30-second run, I'm assuming. And it's coming eventually. I don't really need right now to level the second Coldheart. I'm on Hard Fire Knight with the one that I already have, Hard Stage 1. I'm not certain if I brought in a second Coldheart to my Dark Elves if I would clear the faction. I don't think I would. But you're looking here, it's not a consistent every time for what it does, what orders it does, because of the masteries and the impulse set on Arbiter, but it's not going to fail. I forget the last time it failed, actually. It's been a hot minute, I guess is the new catchphrase. So there we go again. Picked up another, oh, I don't have my Coldheart set right. That's what's also going on. See how she was doing her Heartseeker before she's supposed to do her A1 first and then her Heartseeker. So after this run, we'll change that and see if that makes a difference. Again, though, like it's all dependent on the 50-50 shot with your ultimate Galek, pardon me. It's all about his RNG in applying the hit point burns. 8 makes it a little tricky. If I get 8 HP burns on and 1 on the boss, it still usually goes. But I think the boss might get a turn on this one. Oh, no, wait, there's a spider here that's going to get a turn. It's close. Good enough. 2 million on that Heartseeker. So let's take a look at what I've done with my Coldheart setup here. And something you might see, obviously, what I'm doing, like I don't even look at blue items anymore. I don't even care if they're 6-star. I don't care. I will never level blue items. I don't care what they are. So in team setup, and what's my Coldheart doing? So she's got Heartseeker for the round 1. So let's see if I change this to opener. There we go. This might make it so that there's at least a weaken on the boss. Because if there's a weaken, that 1.8 turns into 2.2.5 million. It's a big difference. So Ultimate Galek applied 8 HP burns and 1 on the boss. So let's see if my math yapping was correct here. And again, Toragi, I purposely let him because I know that my heroes are going to live. Coldheart's the spider tank for the first turn because she's got ally protect and that bit of a shield. Yeah, there you go. 2.275 million. That's what we're talking about. When I get a second Coldheart in, this would have already been over like 10 seconds ago. But this is GG. I can't believe I forgot to set my Coldheart. I'm talking all this goodness about the poor girl, and I set her up to look silly. So ultimately, I look silly because, I'm the leader. But that's my Spider 20 farm. And I think I got at least 100 HP burns in on those runs with you guys. I thought I would show 3 or 4 runs in a row so that you can see how, especially now that I did that change at the end and it's properly set up, these runs will always be successful. That's pretty funny. As I'm about to say that and close the video, the boss gets a turn and Toragi dies, but that's why you bring Arbiter. And look at Ultimate Galek. He only landed half of his HP burns there. But I think, I was going to say, I think Coldheart's got another one in the tank. Ooh, that's not bad for Miscreated Monster, actually, that HP. And what's over here? Attack. I don't need that. So I can't do another double. I'm sure this video is long enough for everybody. And I'm going to collect my clan quest. And look what's in the shop. I'll buy this energy after CVC is over. Got to tank my CVC. Hopefully, you learned a little something about the spider farm. If you were having any issues yourself, you can see how certain teams work for you to AoE provoke the spiders and AoE decrease attack so that if they don't get provoked, they're at least not clobbering your guys for maximum damage. This was Yakini the Free on day 102. Day 102. Take care, everyone.